Today is Wednesday, May 10th, 2023. It's almost midnight now, but I have to read this article and one more article as a part of my daily English reading. The reason I'm trying to read English article as much as possible is that I would like to practice English by reading the article with a focus on exact pronunciation, instant pickup of new words and expressions, and repeat of already memorized words to ingrain the meaning and everything into my brain. It's like a repetition. Repetition is quite important when it comes to learning English. Mathematics and the physics, they are different, but repetition with the language really improves your skills. And also, I would like to read an article each day because I would like to be more knowledgeable about things around us. Even though I work for Korea Telecom, KT, number one carrier in Korea, I cannot be limited to telecom and products and service, its products and services, and the policies, and all the developments around the world. But I gotta be quite knowledgeable on everything around us as a good citizen that I am, and also a good world inhibitor that I am. So I need to understand A to Z from uh, uh, aviation to zoology. So I am always open to any ideas, any readings, any articles, any books. So today I am interested in knowing the border crossing in America. The majority of illegal border crossing is done not through the U.S.-Mexico border, but through the Canada and the U.S. border north of the United States, like Vancouver and some other places, because the borderline is so huge, so long, you cannot protect the border completely because in Korean saying, one thief cannot be caught with 10 policemen. You need to have like 20 or 100 policemen to catch one thief. So it shows the proverb or the what do you call proverb or cliche. The Korean proverb really emphasizes the huge effort, huge amount of effort putting in to protect the border or anything that you cherish. So let's dive in and read this short article. I've never read this article, but I just chose it by my own judgment on the size of the article or length of the article and my own interest. This article is from cato.org, Cato Institute, Cato at Liberty, December 16th, 2022, and it was written or published on 11:29 a.m. What makes crossing the border illegal? DHS does. Department of Homeland Security by David J. Beer. Share. Thousands of immigrants are crossing the U.S.-Mexico border to request asylum in the United States. Here is the U.S.-Mexico border, not U.S.-Mexican border. It's just two countries. So the U.S.-Mexico border. These people are not trying to evade detection of the U.S. government. they are turning themselves in for processing. The Wall Street Journal described the scene this way. On Wednesday morning, several hundred migrants awaited on the U.S. side of the Rio Grande for a chance to surrender to waiting Border Patrol agents. The first step in what is likely to be a long legal process to apply for asylum seekers. The migrants stood in a single file line, not single line, but single file line, just one after another. People stand one after another behind a person in front. A single file line, many huddled under blankets to shield them from near freezing temperatures. It was a scene that has been repeated daily since the weekend. Why is lining up in a single file line to wait to be checked and evaluated by the U.S. government illegal? This sounds like any day at Ellis Island before Congress closed legal immigration to most of the world. So what's the problem? I wonder why lining up in a single file line to wait to be checked and evaluated by the U.S. government illegal. Under 8 U.S.C. Section 1182, Clause A6AI, immigrants are inadmissible to the United States and they are criminally liable under 8 U.S.C. Section 1325A if they enter the United States at a place other than as designated by the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. In other words, the only reason that these asylum seekers are considered illegal immigrants is that they have entered the country at a location not designated by Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas. DHS Secretary Mayorkas could simply designate the entire border as a valid place to cross, and these violations of the law would immediately disappear so long as the people crossing did not try also to evade detection. More narrowly, he could just designate many of the usual places that immigrants are already crossing to turn themselves in as places that are legal to cross as long as they wait to be processed. Doing this would not immediately grant asylum seekers any status in the United States, and they could still be deported immediately if they had no credible claim. But erasing the illegal violation would remove numerous legal difficulties that asylum seekers face after they enter the country. They could not be sent to prison for entering the country. They would not be subject to any legal barrier to adjusting their status based on family or employer sponsorship. Of course, this prospect raises the important question, why didn't the immigrants already enter at one of the designated ports of entry? Any answer is that the government refuses to allow nearly all of them to enter there. Even though the 8 U.S.C. Section 1158 plainly authorizes people to apply for asylum at ports of entry or between them, the U.S. government is not following this law. Any alien who is physically present in the United States or who arrives in the United States, whether or not at a designated port of arrival, and including an alien who is brought to the United States after having been interdicted in the international or United States waters. Irrespective of such alien status, may apply for asylum. It also works with the Mexico government to prevent people from reaching ports of entry to apply. CBP has long claimed it lacked capacity to process people at the ports of entry, turning them away, which leads them to cross illegally. This capacity excuse is a pretext to ignore their legal right to asylum. But accepting this premise, if DHS knows that they will be crossing somewhere else when it turns them away at those border crossing points, DHS is causing illegal immigration. If DHS prefers to force them to cross somewhere away from other travelers, it should just designate specific places for asylum seekers to cross, eliminating the violation of the law. As important as the legal implications are, the political implications are just as important. If these entries are legal, it removes the most significant rhetorical tool for opponents of immigration. DHS has the power to change the story about the border from one of the chaos and illegality to one of the orderliness and legality, and its refusal to do so leads to greater hostility to immigrants and feeds into misguided invasion narratives around immigration. Invasion narratives. DHS should stop blocking asylum seekers and create a process for legal entry to the United States. A photograph by Paul Ratja for the Wall Street Journal, related tax immigration. So narratives, invasion narratives, that's good expression. Narratives, negative narratives, right? Or racial narratives, or hatred narratives, misguided, legality, illegality to legality, orderliness, one of the chaos to orderliness. Rhetorical tool. Email sign up, banking and finance. SVB reports from the Fed and GAO reveal regulators long knew of problems. Fuck that. That's bad, man. America is falling down. So before I close this screen, I would like to go over what I have read and try to memorize the new expressions or old expressions, both on the spot, instantly, turning themselves in for processing. Rio Grande, the Rio Grande. apply for asylum. I don't know, they are just poor. Single file line. These migrants stood in a single file line. The 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 migrants stood in a single file line. Near freezing temperatures. Near freezing temperatures. Near freezing temperatures. Well, in a single file line, here hyphen is missed. That's bad. So, okay. Consistency. Section. SS means section, right? Section. DHS. Department of Homeland Security. DHS. In other words, Alejandro Mayorkas. Mayorkas. I don't know. Mayorkas sounds more like it. Correct? Hello, Secretary. Yes, I'd like to move to the States and live there for 3 years. Can you give me a visa? As long as they wait to be processed. No, I don't have any intention to live in the States forever because America is falling down. Phase after they enter the port of entry or ports of entry. Employer sponsorship. Yeah, ports of entry or between them, right? CBP. What is a CBP though? Right. Central Bureau of what? I don't know, CBP. What is a CBP, man? Central Business District? No, it's a P. So Central Business Pokemon Pretext. DHS. Okay, thanks for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.